All right, if you spend any time at all in the fitness world, you know the big one, high carb versus low carb. It's the ultimate showdown for building muscle. People get really passionate about this stuff. So let's just cut through all that noise and get straight to the science of what's actually fueling your gains. So, carbs or keto, which one is actually the best fuel for your muscles? I mean, that's the big question, right? To answer it, we got to get under the hood and see how your body uses these completely different fuels to power you through a tough workout and then how it rebuilds you to be even stronger. Okay, first up, the fuel switch. We've got to understand your body's primary energy source. Because here's the thing, choosing between high carb and low carb isn't just a small tweak. It's like ripping the gasoline engine out of your car and dropping in an electric motor. It fundamentally changes how everything runs. So when you're on a high carb diet, your body's all about glycolysis. You eat carbs, they break down into glucose, and bam, your body has instant high octane fuel for those really intense moments. We're talking sprints, heavy lifts, all the explosive stuff. This is your body's go-to, factory default, high-speed energy system. But what happens when you take away the carbs? Well, your body's incredibly clever. It doesn't just shut down, it adapts. It flips a switch and enters a state called ketosis. Your liver becomes this little factory, turning fat into these amazing molecules called ketone bodies. And suddenly, those become the new fuel source, a steady, long-burning energy for your muscles. And believe it or not, your brain too. So let's just put it side by side. You've got two totally different operating systems. On the high carb side, you're running on glucose. It's fast, it's explosive, it's ready to go. On the low carb side, you forced your body to adapt. Now it's running on ketones and fatty acids. It's a slower, more efficient, long haul kind of energy. All right, so we know the fuels are different, but the workout is only half the battle, right? What happens after you leave the gym? Let's talk about the recovery and growth engines, because how each diet helps you refuel and repair is honestly where things get really interesting for building muscle. Now, check this out. This is probably one of the biggest points in favor of carbs. Think of your muscles having these little fuel tanks called glycogen stores. After a tough workout, they're running on empty. A high carb meal is like pulling into a super fast gas station. It just refills those tanks way, way faster. And that's absolutely vital if you want to recover quickly and hit it hard again the next day. So, how does that super fast refueling actually work? Well, it's all about one key hormone, insulin. You eat some carbs, your blood sugar goes up, and your body sends out this big surge of insulin. Now, you can think of insulin as the ultimate delivery driver. It goes right up to your muscle cells, knocks on the door, and shoves all the good stuff inside. The glucose for energy and the amino acids for repair. It creates this incredibly powerful muscle building or anabolic state. And this all comes down to the hormonal environment you're creating. A high carb diet is all about that big insulin spike. It's a powerful signal to build up and stop breaking down muscle. Now, on a low carb diet, insulin is just chilling. It's way lower. The body might try to make up for it with other hormones like testosterone. But the bottom line is it's sending a completely different set of instructions to your muscles. Okay, enough with the biology class for a second. We've talked about the engines and the hormones. But what does this actually mean for you? Like in the gym, in the mirror? This is where the rubber meets the road, performance and physique. So let's break it down by your goal. If you're doing high intensity stuff, sprints, hit that kind of thing, or if your number one goal is packing on as much muscle as possible, carbs are probably your best bet. That quick energy is just hard to beat. But if you're an endurance athlete, once you're adapted, a low carb diet can be fantastic because it turns you into a super efficient fat burning machine. And if your main goal is just straight up fat loss, yeah, low carb often gets the win there. Okay, but hang on. What about that age old fear that going low carb will make you lose all your muscle? This is a huge one, and it's super important. Here's what's happening. When you ditch carbs, your muscles dump a lot of their stored glycogen. And for every gram of glycogen, you also store several grams of water. So that initial drop on the scale, a lot of it is just water weight. But a body scan can get confused and read that as a loss of lean mass when it's not actually muscle tissue. And this is the crucial part. It's mostly just a weird quirk of how we measure things. The research is pretty clear. As long as you're eating enough protein and hitting the weights hard, your actual strength and muscle function can be totally preserved on a low carb diet. So, yeah, the number on the body fat scan might look a little different, but what you can lift in the gym, that can stay the same or even go up. So, what's the final verdict? Well, this brings us to the most important section, crafting your strategy. Because after all this, the science really points to one thing: there is no single best diet. The real question is, what's best for you? So, to figure this out, you've got to be honest with yourself. What is your number one goal right now? Is it pure strength? Is it fat loss? What does your sport actually demand? Are you a sprinter or a marathoner? And you've got to consider your own body, your genetics, and where you are in your training season. I mean, what works in the off season is probably not what you want to be doing the week before a competition. And hey, for those of you who want to get a little more advanced, you don't always have to pick a side and stay there. There's a really cool strategy called nutritional periodization. You might know it as carb cycling. The idea is simple. You cycle between low carb and high carb periods. That way, you get the awesome fat burning benefits of going low carb, but you can still strategically use carbs to fuel your absolute toughest workouts. It's kind of like having the best of both worlds. So in the end, it all comes back to this. The question isn't which diet is the winner. It's which diet is the winner for you, for right now. It's not a lifelong marriage. High carb is like rocket fuel for performance and growth. Low carb is this incredible tool for metabolic health and changing your body composition. The smartest strategy is always the one that's built around your goals, your body, and your life. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and if you found value in it, please like and subscribe.